Brooklyn Independent Television.
Working as a unified and supportive collective, the creative members of Buendia Productions are pioneering a movement to preserve the culture of their community and to produce positive social change.
Buendia is a group of artists who work together, collaborate on various, individual art projects as well as community-based and educational projects. About 3 years ago, I just moved to Sunset. I'm originally from Williamsburg, Brooklyn, and when I moved to Sunset, it wasn't because of good circumstances, and so I found myself kind of really using my art to express what I was going through, and we all sort of have this background where, there's things in our past that we overcame through art. Buendia really is just the idea of having a good day every day, but with the extension of art to it, we are hoping that it can bring something to everyone. Mario is the art director of Buendia, and his art is literally the backdrop to our creative environment. I could use the word surreal, but there's a reality to it that, if you sit back and watch, you can see how it's connected to so many of the things that we learned about our past and our ancestors.
My name is Mario. I'm dedicating my life to artistic level. Well, the Buendia concept became out of this friendship that I have with Daniel Aguilar. I would say my art is very wild and explosive. This one, I was trying to do a water, forest, and blood, because that's the liquid of life. And this one is the whole exploration of my whole trajectory, which is being graffiti-wise. I just expanded, making it not understandable anymore. It just becomes unaware of itself. I lived 7 years in this neighborhood when I first arrived in this country. So, and then I moved to Bushwick. But through those 7 years, I saw a lot of the connections here with which I didn't have before, but I have now.
We were greatly inspired by the graffiti art, not only that we've created, but that we've witnessed around the world. So with the murals, we were hoping to bring that element of graffiti where you can paint and be free and have that expression, which, most kids get very excited with a spray can or a brush and a huge canvas or a huge space to work with. We've done 2 murals at the school that I work at, which is MS 136. We've done a mural in a lot over in Bushwick, and we've had kids that are just skateboarding by come in and grab a brush. They start making suggestions, and that's one of the best things, when people in the community start telling us what they want to see, and it's a great privilege for us to be able to bring it to them. So this is kind of the command station. This is basically where we do a lot of our sort of graphic artwork and sort of our films and music production. We're a fully digital studio here. We the Dead is basically a project I'm working on, which tells the stories of 3 young adults here in Sunset that are hustling drugs on the corner, and they each just are pretty much conformed to living that way until in certain moments they each come across a moment in their lives where they start looking for something more. And I think that's a point where I hope everyone can start looking at it and saying, well, yes, we all do want more. And the great thing about being Sunset-based and us kind of just knowing everybody in the neighborhood, everyone in the community kind of participates in our films. Xochipilli, first met him a few months back, and I had been aware of the Aztec dancers or Mexica dancers for a while. I've seen him perform in other places, and fortunately enough, I met him. He came through with a friend, and I didn't realize he was an artist, and I began looking at his art, and it was something very different from the art that we were used to.
I grew up in New York. I grew up listening to hip-hop. I grew up with graffiti. Here, a lot of Mexican, Central American, South American people come through here. So I kind of felt like, oh man, I'm with my people, I've always been solitary with my art. I've done very few collaborations. We all learn from each other. We all got different styles, different ways of doing things, different ways of thinking. We share black books, and all that. Well, I'm an Aztec dancer as well here in New York, and I participated in his events where I've brought my dance group to dance at his events. In my dance group, I have a Mexica name, and my Mexican name is Xochipilli, which represents Prince of Flowers, so it represents the arts. So here I try to represent this deity, you know, and I kind of, this you can see like a Hindu kind of influence here. Like I'm a type of person, I don't buy clothes. I've had this jacket for years. I had paint markers at the time, and I'm like, oh, let me just draw all over it. The same with my clothes. Like I've had these pants for a while. My sneakers are mad old, so I just kind of paint on it over and over and over.
The culture that's here, it's from all over. You have 8th Avenue with the Asian community. You have Dominican, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Salvadorians, even, you know, Polish and Norwegian people here in Sunset. And I would like to see the community embrace a little more of that, you know, diversity, and have it not just be saturated in particular areas, but sort of have a more mixed, spread out experience. Well, we are on the internet currently right now. The blog is buendiaproductions.blogspot.com. We have our Facebook, which is Facebook/BuendiaBK. Being around the community, we always appreciate that we can learn something from everybody, and bringing that all together is what I hope Buendia's future will look like.
Become a fan on Facebook, like Brooklyn Independent Television.